Hey, Shalonda Gordon here, also known as the Online Marketing Angel. And I did a video a while back about how to tell if you are a part of the 3% or the 97%. I'm sorry, I'm very thirsty. Yet, ultimately, I only gave you like four ways, and there are several more. So this is going to be our how to tell if you are a part of the 3% or the 97% part 2. All right, part 2. Okay, so let's start here. The 3%, they have a mentor. The 3% have a mentor. Okay? The 97%, they learn on their own. The 97% learn on their own, while the 3% have mentors. Guys, let me give you an example of this. I have a business mentor, as well as I have what I call a board of directors, who are a group of individuals that I'm accountable to, who I tell literally everything to, and I get their insight on what their wisdom brings to the table for it. I hear from the Lord, and I put all that together, and I make a decision. I rarely make a decision without going for counsel first, and not in my business and not in my life. Understand what I'm saying? I have a mentor not only for my business, but also mentors, because my board of directors is about 2, 4, 6, 7 people. Okay, that I go to for different situations. Now, all 7 might not know every single thing. They all pretty much know all that I do and whatnot, but for specific things, I'll go to specific ones, right? So ultimately, the 3% have mentors. I'm excited about this, guys. On track. Do you have a mentor? I did a video before called Where's Your Mentor? Like, really, I was at my business mentor's house. And while I was there, I did the video because I was so grateful that I'm actually able to sit in the presence of somebody who has exactly what I want. This week, I believe she's going to pick up her Maserati, and I'm so going to be there to experience that, right? So who is your mentor? Who do you work with? That's something to consider. Okay, and if you don't have a mentor, that's a 97% way of thinking. Get a mentor. That's simply, there's not even more to say about that. Just get a mentor. There's no way you know everything because your best thinking got you here. And if you're thinking that you don't have a mentor, you're already in the 97%. And we already know the 3% run things. So don't you want to move over? So there's really no more to even discuss that. Get a mentor, right? Okay. Okay, the 3% are part of a mastermind, or different masterminds. The 3% are part of a mastermind, while the 97% learn on their own. The 3% are part of a mastermind. When was the last time you were part of a mastermind? I actually would say like the week before last, because last week I didn't do any masterminding. But I'm constantly, oh, that's not true. I did with one of my accountability partners. Yes, I did. So I do mastermind. When was the last time you masterminded? When was the last time you, it was a group of individuals, some of which have more than you have, and everyone's bringing ideas to the table, and you were able to learn from those ideas, learn from those concepts, bring some things you know to the table, as well as learn others. When was the last time you did that? That's what the 3% is doing. Think about it. Think about it now. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all one more. Oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna give y'all 2 more. Okay, so the 3% never go where the crowd goes. The 3% never goes where the crowd goes. Okay, the 97% follows the crowd, right? Follows the crowd. So the 3% never goes where the crowd goes, but the 97% follows the crowd. Which are you? I can be honest, in times in my life, I followed the crowd. It was a time in my life when, honestly, I wasn't really trying to make a lot of decisions. I was really running from myself, you could possibly say. I had been hurt. My heart was broken. I was hurt. I was wounded. And I was making decisions based on that hurt. Therefore, I was following people because I didn't want to make a decision because it was just easier that way. It was easier. That way when I followed somebody else and things messed up, I always had something I could blame it on, right? You know, when you're leading things, you're doing something opposite way, you really can't look at nobody but yourself, right? Today in my life, I look at the crowd and I intentionally go the other way. Intentionally. I've just had to do that recently. It was like, there's no reason for me to go that direction if everybody else is over there. I need to be over here, right? Are you following the crowd? Or are you looking at them and saying, you know what, I'm going to go this way? Is it lonely sometimes? Does it seem like you're by yourself over here? Sometimes it does. Majority of the time, though, you getting things that other people simply aren't getting. It's recommended to go the opposite direction. Kind of like if there were birds, right? And this is what I'm just visualizing right now. So just stay with me for a second. There are birds, and you know, if you can feed the birds, you can throw like breadcrumbs out to the birds, right? And there is one kid far on the other side of the park, and he's throwing breadcrumbs out. But then there's like these 5, 10 kids over here throwing breadcrumbs out. Well, all the birds are over here where there's more breadcrumbs. But none of the birds go over where that one kid is, but then that one bird goes over there, not realizing this one kid has 5 loaves of bread, whereas these 10 kids over here are all splitting 1 loaf. Follow me now. So these 10 kids over here are splitting 1 loaf of bread amongst all these birds that are over here, right? But over here, this one kid by himself has 5 loaves of bread that he's sharing. So the bird that goes the opposite direction from the other birds is going to get more bread. Trust me when I tell you, it may look a little different over there where nobody else is going because it's an unknown territory, which is why it's a perfect place for you to go. 97% of society will not do it. Here's your chance. Here's your chance. Do that thing that 97% won't do. Do not follow the crowd. Go the opposite way, right? Okay, now let me give you another one. Let's see. Okay, the 3%, they stand for what is right in the face of adversity. The 3% will stand for what is right within the face of adversity. The 97% change their mind depending on who is listening. The 97% change their mind depending on who is listening. We've all been there. I know probably each and every person watching this video, including myself, there's been one time in your life when you know good and well, you kind of change things up based on who was listening. Could have been mom, could have been dad. Yeah, I'm taking it there. You know, it may not have been the crew at school or these people, you know, your peers. But there's some people, you know, you've been like, oh, let me switch this up a little bit. Right? Right. You know what I'm saying. You know exactly what I'm saying. So the 3%, they stand for what is right in the face of adversity. See, I know you're thinking, you know, this 3% medicine, it's not tasting too good. It's kind of uncomfortable. It's kind of uncomfortable, right? But I'm telling you, if you make a decision, you will reap the benefits of the 3%. And those benefits are mighty. Mighty. All right. So I've given you a few more nuggets, some things you can implement today in how you think about things, your mindset, and how you move forward so that you can begin to see the benefits of the 3% and get out of that 97% frame of mind. All right. I'm looking for a few individuals to lock arms with, individuals that are ready to leverage the internet with a mindset of the 3% and take it into that new season, take it into that next year, doing that thing that you haven't done before. Because your best thinking's got you here. We've covered that, right? Click the link below, leverage.withshalonda.com. Leverage.withshalonda.com, and begin to leverage the internet and begin to see a way that you can create the income that goes along with your 3% state of mind. All right? Have an amazing day and keep smiling.